everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on POSHMARK, and today I'm going to talk about why having a VA is so important, which VA I use, and how to use it, because I get a lot of questions that ask me what settings I use my VA on and, just a tutorial on how to use it. So that's what this video is going to be, and hopefully you like this kind of content, and if you do, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. Okay, so I'm going to walk through a lot of demos in this video, but before we get started, a VA is a virtual assistant that will help you do all the, tasks that you don't want to do on Poshmark, such as sharing, following, sending out offers, relisting and delisting, and things like that. So I use mine primarily to share others' closets for me, just to kind of get some shares out there. People like, when you do community shares, and you also need community shares for becoming a Posh ambassador, so I use it for that. And I use it to share my own closet throughout the day, and I use it to relist and delist for me. So relisting and delisting is really important because your items get stale after 60 days, and if you don't use a VA to relist your items, you need to make sure you're manually keeping track of what days you listed items, and I personally just can't be bothered to do that. My VA will do that for me. It will actually tell me specifically when an item was listed so I know when I can relist it. But not only do you have to relist after 60 days, you can relist basically any time after you list the item, and it will create a brand new duplicated listing, but it will also show up in the new items feed. So if you use the copy listing button on Poshmark, it will only actually be effective if you do it after 60 days. But however, if you use the relist and delist feature on PosherVA, which is the VA that I use, anytime that you relist any item, it will count as a brand new listing and it will show up in that new items feed. So if you just have an item that has racked up a bunch of likes and no one's purchasing, or you sent out a lot of offers and no one purchased, definitely just give it a relist. And I go through my entire closet every month and get everything relisted, and I think this really helps keep my closet nice and fresh. So I mentioned that you can use the VA to send out offers. Now, I personally don't do that because I like sending out specific offers for specific items, but if you're sending out the exact same offer for everything in your closet, same percentage, you could have it automatically send out offers on your closet when you get likes, which I think is the most ideal time to send out offers to begin with. So I really think it's a great feature. If you are sending out the same offers and you want it to do it for you, then you don't even have to worry about it, and you can literally be doing whatever else you need to do throughout the day, and it can automatically do that for you. So how do you get the VA? So like I said, I use PosherVA, and it's basically a Chrome extension, so you have to have a desktop or a computer to use this, and it needs to be running throughout the day. So you can't just have, your computer on sleep while you're not home. It needs to be running for it to actively work. So I set my desktop, I have a desktop that stays on all day long, and I set it while I'm not going to be home, and I just have it, relist and share and do all the things for me, and I can schedule them for different times during the day, and I'll show you a demo of that in a few minutes. But I just wanted to talk about how you get a VA beforehand, because I know a lot of people ask me that question as well. Getting a VA, like I said, I use PosherVA. It's a Chrome extension, so all you gotta do is go to PosherVA.com, and you basically can download the extension. It's a Chrome browser extension, so it'll show up at the top of your screen, and then you log into your Poshmark closet, and then you can use the extension. And so all you gotta do is click on it to use it every time. And like I said, you can schedule things, and you can you can even do it in the moment. You don't have to schedule things. So if you have not tried PosherVA yet, you can use my discount code. I'll put it on the screen. You can get a free trial and a discount on your first month. And it's really going to make your life a lot easier on Poshmark, and you're definitely going to see an increase in sales, so it's definitely worth having. And a lot of people ask, do you need to have a certain closet size, or, what is the proper amount to have in your closet for this to be effective? And I honestly say any amount. I started having a VA when I had 200 active listings available, and now I have about 800, and I found it to be helpful back then and also now, because I just don't like doing the shares all the time. I just find it so tedious. So for me, I think it's helpful no matter what phase you are in your closet, and however deep you are into your reselling business. I think it's helpful, and a lot of people say they don't want to invest until they can start really paying it off, but you'll see it start paying off very quickly. And especially given that free trial and that discount on your first month, you'll actually see how quickly you can earn sales from doing so. Okay, so now let's get into a demo of how you do each of these different things. Okay, so I'm gonna actually walk you through how to do the different things with your PosherVA. So again, if the audio sounds a little different, it's actually because I'm recording on my laptop here and I'm basically doing a demo for you. So let's get started. So basically, to do anything with your VA, you need to click this little extension at the top of your browser, and this is after you've installed it. So the first option is to do shares. So for me, I have mine set in a certain way, and we will walk through that. So if you want to rearrange the order of your closet, say you don't care about the order and maybe you just want to mix it up, you can click this rearrange button. I don't normally do that, but it's definitely a cool feature to use. And also, if you've scheduled any shares in your closet, you can click this and it'll show you all the different shares that you have scheduled. So again, I don't have any currently, but if I did have any, they would appear here in the time and the order that they were going to be done. So now let's talk about how you share. So for me, I always do share from my closet, and I always do share in my followers feed. I don't ever share to parties because I just don't find it to be that necessary. So again, I share to followers and share my closet. Those are always what I have mine selected at. And then in terms of the sharing speed, I recommend doing the sloth, which is 8 to 10 seconds apart, or the slow setting, which is 4 to 7 seconds apart. Those will get you through the whole day. So if I want to share 7,000 listings a day, which is what I have my VA set to do, I can, set it to sloth or slow, and it will basically share throughout the whole day. If I set it to medium or fast, it would go a lot quicker, and your account might get flagged because you're sharing so fast, and also they wouldn't last as long throughout the day. So I really do recommend sharing on a slow or sloth setting. So now here you can basically say how many shares you want it to do. So for me, I always like to share my entire closet at once. So you basically need to know how many active listings you have in your closet, but I don't know that number off the top of my head right now. So I'm just going to type in 100 for this video's sake. So then I have mine sharing only available items, and this is just preset to what I had to do last. And this is generally what I do. I don't want it to share those not for sale items. And then I also have it share in reverse order, sharing from the bottom to the top, because I like the order that my closet is in. But if you didn't care, you don't have to select this. Or if you don't, if you want your closet to share from the top to the bottom, you could do that as well. And then you could also click on this randomize, which will basically mix up all your closet listings. And if you click this, it will basically share eligible items to a party. And then you can select this continuous sharing, which I've done. And this is basically if you want to share, if you want to share your 100 listings multiple times. So you would basically click, how many times you wanted to do that. So basically you would say, okay, I wanted to share, 3 cycles. And so then you would set it to that and it would share your 100 listing 3 times through. So like I said, you can schedule these shares to happen, or you can just start them. And if you click the start button, you'll see your shares start to happen here in your activity log. But if you click schedule, it basically allows you to set the time that you want this to run. So you could pick any time throughout the day. And then you could also say, hey, I want it to share the exact same time every day. So just set it to that automatically. And then you don't even have to worry about, setting this up every morning. But again, like I said, you do need to make sure that your computer is running for it to work. If your computer is turned off or idle, it will not, run the scheduled shares. So once you pick your time and you set if you want it to be every day or not, you click schedule, and it will actually start at that exact time that you have it scheduled for, and then you'll see the audit log start to populate then. And you could also see in your scheduled up here, basically, what you had scheduled. Okay, now moving on to the next option. So you can have it follow for you. So as you can see, I have mine following for me throughout the day, and it's basically just sharing as we speak. As you can see, I've shared 480 something people today, and I have it basically set on a limit throughout the day to share up to a certain amount of people. To follow a certain amount of people, and basically I have it auto doing that. You could also set it to unfollow, which I don't know really why you'd want to do that, but you could do that if you wanted to. And you could also schedule this like you could with the sharing as well. So you could set the time and all of that. And you can basically have it do whatever you want. So right here you can see your activity log, which is basically showing you all the people that it's followed. So this one is pretty straightforward. Okay, now moving on to the Actions tab. So basically there are a bunch of options that you could do in this tab. So first thing is the automatic offer to liker that I mentioned. So you can set this up to send a specific offer and a specific price to listings that you get right after you get a like, and have it do it automatically. So you can just fill out, you know, whatever you want in this. Now I normally don't run this, so I don't have anything filled out, but you can set it to whatever you want and you can have it, you know, automatically do that. So this is a great one, and again, a lot of people do take advantage of that. Then you could also do sending out bulk offers to all of your listings and to all of your likers for items. So again, you can preset this to whatever you would like and then have it start. And the next one is you can bulk update your prices, which is also another great feature if you want to change prices. Like say you just ran a sale or something and you want to go through and update prices in your closet, or say you want to decrease your prices because you're, you know, wanting to have a little clearance. You can update bulk prices here, and again, you just fill out exactly what you want. It's very straightforward, and then you would click start. Okay, the next one is the auto activity runner. So you can see that this is currently running for me. And basically I have it returning shares to people that have shared my closet. So I have it sharing a fixed number of 5 shares from each person's closet, and I have it resetting after 6 hours. And like I said, you can currently see that this is running because it says stop, and that means it's running. And you could also see that in the activity log if you wanted to. So the old one, which is not automated, you can set up manually to run. And so you can set up, okay, I wanted to share this many items from somebody else's closet within this time frame. You could also have it auto follow people back that follow you. And so you could set this up yourself if you wanted to, but I already have the other one running, so I don't normally set this one up. And my final favorite feature in this tab is actually the relist feature. So this one is the most important, I think. So basically I have it relisting my items daily, and so I set the daily limit to 100, which I never really get to anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then I just have it set to these presetted defaults here. So now the next important thing is you can, you know, select which kind of items you wanted to relist. So you could either select from my closet, and that would just relist any items in your closet within this range that you give down below here. So you can say, okay, I want it to only list things that are older than 60 days, and then you would basically just type that in here. And you could also select to raise the item price if you wanted to here, and you can say raise it to this price. The other option that you could do, and this is a newer feature that I actually really like, is you can select items from your closet. So using this, you would have to pre-select the items, which is why you're going to get this message. So I will show you that in a second, but it would work the same way. You would pre-select the items that you want, and then you could say, you know, the number of listings that you want it to do. So if you pre-selected 10, you would say 10. So how you pre-select those items is basically you're going to get this message that says you haven't pre-selected any items. So you would go over to this little icon right here, and you can basically select items from your closet. So as you can see, these are actually items that I just relisted today when I'm making this video. So you can see that they all show that they were relisted on the 11th. So now let's scroll down to a different point in my closet. We'll just start here. So you can see that these items were relisted on October 2nd. But if I really wanted to relist them again, I could, and I would just basically select them like this. And then you'd go through and select as many as you want, and it's going to tell you the date, which is really, really helpful for when you need to relist. So now, say I only wanted to relist these 8 items, I would go back up to here, and I would go back to actions, and then relist, and then you would say selected items from my closet, and then you would type in 8, and then you would hit start, and it would relist those selected 8 items, no matter what the list date was. So this is really helpful, and I find this to be a great tool and a saving grace. I relist 30 every day, and I also list items every day, and I find that to be very important. Okay, and the final tab that I will talk about in this video is actually just the options tab, which is basically, you know, setting up your sharing limit. So I set mine to 7,000 a day, just to be safe, so I don't flag my account on POSHMARK, and I have it marked as the reverse sharing as the default as well. So if you have not tried out PosherVA yet, and you were interested after watching this video and learning about it, don't forget to use my code. Again, it's here on the screen. You will get a free trial and a discount on your first month. And if you have any questions on PosherVA, you could definitely leave them down below. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. If you want to see another video on different features that you should be using on POSHMARK, you could click right here. And if you want to see another video on maybe reasons why your listings aren't selling and what you can do to make them sell, you could click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.